But right now, I want to go straight to my guest, South Dakota Senator John Thune. Senator Thune, welcome to the program. Thank you for your time.
Great to be with you, Rob. Thank you.
Yesterday, President Obama makes his big announcement about the Keystone Pipeline. He's fast-tracking the southern section of the pipeline. Is this a president who's finally seen the light on energy?
You know, it's really ironic in a way that the only part of the pipeline that he doesn't have to approve, he's going to go tout, and the part of the pipeline that he needs presidential approval, he won't approve. It's just it's really striking the hypocrisy of going down to Cushing tomorrow and taking credit for the pipeline when in fact it's his administration that is keeping it from being completed and from bringing all that oil into this country and being refined here and creating American jobs. So it's these guys are trying to have it both ways. That's what they do on everything, but I think people see through that. They know clearly that his administration is standing in the way right now between American energy production, American jobs, and a brighter future for people in this country.
Now, essentially what happened is TransCanada had split up the pipeline into several sections so that they could get approval of different parts of the pipeline and not have to wait until the final approval of the portion of the northern part that crosses the international border. So essentially, they split this off from the rest of the project, and they could have built this without the president's permission?
Right. I mean, the section from Cushing down is the section that they're going to complete, and that was not. They didn't need the administration's approval for that. What they needed the State Department to approve is the part that comes in through Canada and down from there. And so it's just amazing to me the complete sort of 180 the administration has done with regard to this from Cushing south. Again, an area that they don't have to approve. The part that they have to approve, however, they still are rejecting. And we'll see. I mean, maybe they'll see the light on this eventually. I think the American people have recognized, and the people in both North and South Dakota, of course, have, I think, understood for some time that the importance of this project to our national security, our energy security, to jobs and the economy. And I think that, the president is getting a lot of political pressure right now, and it's become a symbol for his resistance to developing homegrown domestic energy sources. And I'm hoping that he'll see the light on this, and maybe this is the first step in that process. But as of right now, we're still running into complete resistance from the administration with regard to getting this thing built out.
Wouldn't this make his opposition to the rest of the pipeline harder now? I mean, basically, his argument seems to be the pipeline, it needs more study. We've got to make sure it's safe. That's been his argument to the state. Well, if the southern part of the pipeline is okay to build, why wouldn't the northern part of the pipeline? It seems to me this would make his argument, if his plan is to stall on the rest of the pipeline, this makes his argument harder.
Well, it does, but for a long time, Rob, they were hiding behind this issue in Nebraska, which got resolved very quickly. And but they want to say, well, we can't do this because there are issues with regard to Nebraska. Well, of course, the governor and the legislature intervened. They've come up with alternative routes. TransCanada has agreed to those. That issue has been completely taken off the table. So there's really nothing for them to hide behind right now, and that's why I think it is. It's an amazing twist of irony here. The president is going to essentially, it sounds like, congratulate them on this peace between Cushing and the Gulf, and notwithstanding the fact that they're still standing in the way of completing it all the way up to Canada, which is where the energy originates. So it's an example of people who are trying to have it both ways, but that's fairly typical of this administration. They try to please everybody. In this case, they were, of course, divided between some of the radical environmental groups that were a part of their constituency and the labor unions who were for this. Didn't want to have to pick between the two and decided to delay it, and that's when Congress intervened, and thanks to the good work of Senator Hoeven and others, we were able to force them to make a decision, and now they've made a decision, and now it looks like they want to go back on the decision or split the decision. It is really talk about a lot of gymnastics to try and avoid doing what is clearly the right thing for this country when it comes to our energy security.
Speaking about energy energy issues. Secretary Chu this week gave himself an A on gas prices when asked about that before Congress. What do you make of that? Does the Obama administration deserve an A on gas prices?
Well, they're just only if I suppose Secretary Chu could give himself an A if he measures himself against his goal, which is getting our gas prices up to those that they have in Europe, because he's headed in that direction. But, I think the American people would give him a very different grade. This is an administration which has literally said no to everything. I mean, they say they're for an all the above energy strategy, but what that means in terms of their policies is none of the above. They've said no to Alaska, no to the Keystone Pipeline, no to offshore production, no to the Gulf, no to streamlined permitting, no to oil shale. Literally everything that would lessen our dependence upon foreign energy, make America more energy independent, drive down prices at the pump, and put Americans to work, they've been against. So to me, I don't know how a guy could go in front of a committee with a straight face and say that they deserve an A when it comes to energy, when in fact the price at the pump has literally doubled since they took office. And no thanks to their policies. If they had done any of the things that would open up some of these areas to energy production in this country, we could be in a much better place right now, and we could take the pressure off people who are now paying historically high gas prices at the pump, and it has a profound impact on the pocketbooks of all Americans and people in North and South Dakota in particular, because we're very energy-dependent states.
Talking about a profound impact on our pocketbooks, it's the anniversary of Obamacare this week. How much are we going to hear the Obama administration talk about this? I mean, obviously the law remains very unpopular, especially in places like North Dakota, but across the country, really. Are we going to hear? Are they going to talk a lot about it? Is there going to be a lot of celebration from the White House about Obamacare this year?
It'll be really interesting to see. We're certainly going to remind people that this is the 2-year anniversary of Obamacare because of all the broken promises. Everything that they said they would do, they haven't. And many of us who were at the time down on the floor of the Senate every single day talking about what a major, major mistake it would be to enact this largest expansion of government literally in the last half century. And now those things are coming to fruition. And so I think that what you're going to see is them not talking about it, us reminding people.
And Republicans talking about it, reminding people of what a mistake it was. Senator, thank you so much for your time. We're up against the break.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Rob.
Yep, Senator John Thune, South Dakota Senator. More to come straight ahead. Don't go away.